My name's Maury, and I like to fix shit.
Hi, welcome back to the shop. Today on the docket, we have this bad boy. I'm currently in possession of not one, not two, but three hand-me-down snowblowers. This one is the most heavy-duty of them all. And in the middle of the blizzard we had a couple days ago, it stopped working. And what stopped working was the auger here, this part, and then the part back here is the impeller. That's the part that throws the snow. Those two are connected together, and it, for whatever reason, stopped turning. And no matter what I do on the outside, it won't start turning again, so it doesn't throw any snow. The wheels still work, the engine still runs, this light that was added still works just fine. So I am going to crack it open and figure out what's going on.
So there's a few things that I think could be wrong. I'm going to investigate them from easiest to fix to hardest and most expensive to fix. So number one is under this plastic cover here is where the belt engages and disengages from the shaft that runs through the middle, turns the impeller, which goes this way, and then there's a little attaches to this transmission here and turns this auger. So if we're lucky, something's messed up in here and either the belt's slipped off or something's jammed, or the cable that this is attached to is hung up on something and just not engaging. So that's the first thing that could be wrong, and I'm hoping that's it. If that's not it, I'm going to move on to inside the back of here. There's a bearing in the middle there. Those things can seize up. To get to that, I have to split the front half and the back half of the snowblower apart. And then if that's not the problem, and I really hope one of those two is a problem, something might have blown up inside here. That would definitely be the most complicated and costly to fix. Looks like there's 3 bolts that hold this plastic cover on. It's got these guys running through it, so let's see if this comes out cleanly or not. You know what? There's a bolt here that looks like it's pinching that on, so I'm going to figure out what I need to loosen that guy. Alright. Move that out of the way gently. Now let's see if we can get this guy off. Well, do you see what I see? That's not supposed to be like that. That is part of a pulley. And that is, in fact, the pulley that drives the auger system. So, I think we found our problem. Also, you can see a good chunk of this belt is shredded off, no doubt from running against that for a few seconds before it died a painful death. Let me show you a cool trick that this snowblower does that a lot of snowblowers don't do. This one's got this special feature where the tires can flip from being centered under the engine, where it's really easy to pivot, to flipping out backwards. And that way, it's almost impossible to, well, not impossible. It's very heavy. It puts a lot of weight, all the weight in front of the axle onto the front end and helps scrape the snow off. It also has the added benefit that it gives us more room to work.
I also notice there's a plastic piece under here that can come off. A little bit of snow and a little bit of dust from the disintegrating belt. Ooh, I can pull the belt out from underneath. So here's what I was trying to show you before, how destroyed this belt is. We're going to need a new belt and a new pulley to bolt on. Let's see if this thing spins freely now. It does. Cool. All right, let's get this broken pulley off. In order to do this safely, because this is the shaft of the engine, if I turn that and it generates some spark and there's a little bit of gas in the engine, it could fire up the engine, and that turns into an implement of death and destruction for my hand. We don't want to do that, so I'm going to pull the power to the spark plug. And also, because this more or less turns freely, I'm going to put a pipe wrench on it so I have something to pull against. All right, put that guy back in for now. And I'm going to have to go online and see if I can find a new pulley, because without that, we're kind of at a standstill. I've ordered a, apparently this is called a half sheave. I've ordered new half sheaves. That's the part number there. It wasn't visible when I took it off, but when I cleaned up the metal surface there, it became pretty easy to find the part number. I've ordered that. It's going to be here in a week, and it cost about $60 after shipping and tax, which is a little more than I wanted to pay for it, but still a V. And then Canadian Tire had replacement belts, which were about the third the price of the OEM belt from the same place that I got the half sheave from. So I picked that up, and we'll put that on when it's time. It's been a few weeks, and finally the back-ordered replacement part came in. It appears that's the right size. It seems to be the same radius. The hole through the center is the same size. It's got these little registration marks that meet up with the other piece beside it. The angle of this face over here seems to match. So let's go put it on. While I was waiting for the new part to come in, I also did an oil change on the snowblower and cleaned out the carburetor and replaced a couple parts on there, just some basic maintenance to keep the snowblower running well. All right, we've got the belt for the auger and the impeller, and this is what engages and disengages it. I think we're ready to put the plastic cover on. Well, seems to be working. Thanks for joining me. Let me know what you think I should fix next.